Tuber freedom. Hello, Tuber. In the next few minutes, I will talk about mental slavery, the mental patterns that were created by other people inside you that make you controllable. If someone knows how to push the right buttons, they will get what they want from you at your expense. Let's begin. You may believe that you control what you think and nobody can influence you or manipulate you to do anything that you don't want. This is not true. Everyone is susceptible to manipulation. There is no person easier to manipulate than the one that thinks they can't be. To resist, you have to understand how our brain works. We have an old brain and a new brain. Due to evolution, every system is based on an older system that evolved before. So the part that you are conscious about is the new brain or the neofrontal cortex. The older part, you don't know what is going on, how information from the environment can determine an idea, it just appears in your head. This idea can seem yours because you become conscious of it, yet it may very well be triggered by a set of information from the environment. If a manipulator is knowledgeable, he can provide this information that he knows will trigger in you his idea. Let's say that the manipulator wants to make you hate John. And John is a good man if you analyze him. He will try to feed you information that is all negative about John. Everything he says will be tainted with negative emotions. Yet he will not state that he hates John. He will guide you to ask people about him that he knows have a bad opinion of John. How long do you think it will take for you to get the impression that John is bad? And if you don't think you can be manipulated, you will not have the mechanisms necessary to oppose that, like suspicion, doubt, skepticism. These mechanisms are used by your consciousness to doubt the information you receive. This puts your frontal cortex into action. It now starts to analyze this information with more advanced tools like logic, consistency, etc. If you think about it, every day a lot of people want you to agree with them. Now, KFC wants you to eat their chicken. How? By ignoring the impact fried foods have on your health and exacerbating the good taste and feeling you have when you eat fried foods. Yummy. It's finger-licking good. They didn't say it's healthy, and you don't analyze it with your new brain, so you accept it. You fall prey to primitive hunger stimulus. Fat is good because it has a lot of calories. In the past, when food was scarce, you had to love fat, or you would be skinny and die without being able to reproduce. So fat, sugar, protein-rich foods are hard-coded into our pleasure mechanism. What is the fast food menu made of? Chicken, that is protein, Coca-Cola, that is sugar, fries, another carbohydrate like sugar, all nice deep fried in fat. They made this menu exactly for your old brain. The problem is that in nature, you didn't have infinite fat, sugar, and protein. You had to consume energy to get some. You don't get fat because you had to kill a deer in order to eat it. Now you can avoid the exercise part and just eat and eat and eat. Political parties want to make you vote for them, so they try to sell you ideas, policies, actions that you will agree with. How? By making you afraid, by appealing to your greed or disgust, and by promising to solve any problem you may have for free. Now, this is impossible, yet you may believe it because you have no doubt. Society in general, that means all the generations, build in children behaviors that will benefit them in the future, telling the young that what they are doing is for their own good. Just think about who benefits from you going to school, you or your parents that have somewhere to put you while they work. When people were mostly farmers, parents didn't want their children to go to school. Why? Because they used them on the field. When in school, who benefits from you sitting in rows listening passively? The teachers, of course. They can say the same thing year after year like a broken record and call that a career. Why don't they record the lectures? It would be far more efficient. You could go and just ask the questions. Now, the teachers don't like that because it would mean fewer hours paid for them. So they want to maximize the hours you spend in school and get paid more. To be free of mental slavery, you must first understand how the brain works consciously. This will build your doubt or skepticism. You will become more prone to analyzing what you feel and think so fewer people can take advantage of you. Remember that people are self-interested and they don't want what is good for you. They want what is good for them. And that's fine. They will try to make what is good for them seem like it is good for you. It is your job to determine that. Don't just believe them, be skeptical, understand what their motives are, and decide accordingly. You are now on the path to freedom. See you next time, tuber.